Well, the first round of the NFL draft begins this evening, and now that Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Packers, the Packers get to pick a little earlier this year.
The Packers have pick 13, and they have a lot of options available to them. Jim Rutledge joins us now from ESPN Madison. Jim,
Hi,
what do you think of, what's your reaction to this trade?
The Aaron Rodgers trade, I'll give Gutekunst credit here. He got the most he could get out of the trade. He got fair market value, maybe a little bit more for where Aaron Rodgers was at and what I think people thought they could get for Aaron Rodgers. But at the same time, the winner of the trade is the team that gets the best player. And the Packers have lowered their ceiling for next year and seasons going forward. The Jets have raised their ceiling in theory by getting Aaron Rodgers. Now, in the long run, I think this is what the Packers wanted to do. So the Packers got to win, and the Jets got to win because they got the best player. Now, it's going to look really bad for Goody if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets and wins a bunch of games and wins an MVP or goes to the Super Bowl or goes to the playoffs and plays more than 1 year. But more importantly, it's going to be what is Jordan Love doing? Because if Jordan Love is playing fine while Aaron Rodgers is doing that, then I think it hurts less.
And people have to keep in mind Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starter was not good.
Yeah, and he took over a team that went to the NFC Championship the year before. Statistically, it wasn't too bad, but they only won 6 games. It's hard for a first-year starter to know how to close out games. And I think they lost a lot of one-score games that year, and he learned how to close those out going forward. So, I mean, you never know, but the Packers also aren't adding a lot of free agents right now, so I don't think they're gearing up for a Super Bowl run. If they happen to win the division, they'll count that as a bonus, but I think what they're trying to do is pile up draft picks, get a little younger, and reset for an offseason that'll be more dynamic next year.
A rebuilding year, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's true.
They won't call it that, but yes.
All right, the Packers have pick number 13 tonight. It's pretty high for them after going 7-9 last season. So who should they pick and who will they pick, do you think?
I don't think they're going to pick at 13. I think they very likely could trade down. Now, if someone like Peter Skoronski from Northwestern falls, he's an offensive tackle. His arm length isn't ideal, apparently, for a left tackle. It's a little beyond my scope of what size arms you need to be a good football player. But regardless, he's viewed as a top prospect, but he might end up as a guard. The Packers might need some help inside. He's viewed as a top, 5 to 10 player. So if he sat there at 13 and his grandfather played for the Packers, that might be a guy they take. Otherwise, Dalton Kincaid, a tight end from Utah, could be another player. For most listeners, just the position is what matters the most there. But I honestly think they're going to trade down and try to accumulate more draft picks and still get a first-round pick.
Okay, so now let's switch gears with the Badgers. How do you think, what's going to happen with them tonight?
The Badger players, Keanu Benton and Joe Tippmann, I don't think anything's going to happen for them tonight. I think Keanu will definitely be a second-round pick, and I think Joe Tippmann will be as well. Nick Herbig will be probably something taken this weekend. But I think both Keanu Benton, who's a Wisconsin kid as well from the Janesville area, I think he will be a second-round pick, and I think Joe Tippmann will be as well.
All right, good luck to them, and we'll see how it all shakes out. The big night for the Packers will be tomorrow night, I assume.
Yeah, a lot of picks, and I honestly think they're going to acquire another second-round pick tonight to be able to use tomorrow. So I think they'll be very busy tomorrow.
All right.
We'll work on our mock drafts. We've got some time.
Thanks for being with us, Jim.
Thank you.
Good insight as usual. Thanks, Jim.